All right, guys, so I want to get into the baseball bat, how I do the baseball bat, and then how I transition to paper cutter. But throughout all of that, a very important motion is being on one knee, being able to spin backwards and forwards on that knee, and how you switch knees, spin back and forward. You can't be lazy on both knees and then come up, and you can't stand up and come down. It's just a nice switch, like this. All right, and I use that motion in a lot of different positions. For example, if I'm turned over, he's north-south, he starts coming to the side, boom. All right, he comes back to the other side, boom. So this motion, I'm just getting up on one knee and coming back. If he's head down here, if I've got side control, it's a great way to get from side to side. I'm going to put my knee up here, spin, switch knees, spin, switch knees, spin. So I'll be working, there's things to do with the arms, but I'm trying to give you a nice visual on what I'm doing with the knees. Just coming up here, spin, controlling the elbows as I come around, switch, spin. All right. Now you can lay still right there, actually, it's perfect. So this is actually the same exact motion I use for baseball bat choke. Now, when I get up into knee on bellies with baseball bat, I don't like to do the pop-up, because a lot of guys, this hand on the hip kind of telegraphs a lot of times that you're going for a knee on belly. And when you do the jump up, even though there's a lot of force when you come up, there's a moment where there's a bit of space right here. You can come under, but usually actually when a guy, somebody puts a hand here, I get a sleeve grip, and I'm working to like a spider guard or something with that space, getting some kind of space in there, my foot in the armpit or something. So I don't like to telegraph and put all that space in there initially. What I like to do is come across heavy on the hips with my forearm. I get a grip right here, I sink my elbow in on this side, and then my knee just comes to the inside of my arm right across. So there's never any space. It's just a drag, I control his legs, push him down, and the knee's coming in. Now, when I go for the baseball bat part, the grip, the choke, I like to be pretty deep with this. I don't like to do the symmetrical grip. All right, I feel like from here, it's tough to get your hands in a good grip on the lapel for a number of reasons. And once you do, I think that just having the arm symmetrical like this gives a lot of space to get his hands in. So what I like to do is come fairly deep with the choke grip. I like to be over here in this corner. And by having my hand deep, I can use like the base of my thumb wrist area to lift his head up and get an angle for the other hand. All right, if I just had my grip right here, I would either have to bring my body up to get a good angle to get my hand in, or I could pull on his gi and I might not get a space right there to get his hand in because I'm pulling too much on this gi. So I hold on to the gi right here, but I use the base of my thumb and wrist to pull his head up. All right, and that gives me, I can keep my weight back here and gives me a nice angle to come in low with this hand to get the second grip. All right, and then nice and tight over here in the corner. Now what happens with the actual execution of the choke is, right now my elbow's inside my knee, but I'm going to make that switch. Boom, my knee's going to get in front of my elbow, and it's just going to drive over his shoulder. Right to this point on the shoulder, my elbow is going to follow that. Boom. Okay, so my arms come tight together, following my knee. Boom, and then I'm just going to spin on the knee, finishing with my head on the near side. Just like that. Try and keep my weight a little more centered over him. So, bring my hand over the hip, bring my knee in, pull him up with the hand, right here. Knee takes the lead, comes over, just like that. Now, if he's even cupping a little bit to hold, you might have to drive out a little bit more, really dominate that forearm. And that's just fine. You just can't come in as much. You want to be using the top of your shin more than down here. If he starts getting control down low on you, then he can really torque your knee a little bit. So you want to always maintain, when you're using shins, maintain control up here just below your knee. So now, if I'm trying to go for the baseball bat choke, and he's fighting in here and I don't get that good of a grip, that's fine. I'm still going to go for it. I'm going to use this knee to really dominate this arm. Boom. As I pin that forearm, okay, I'm just going to let go of this hand and put it over here by his armpit. And as my shin frees his forearm, I'm just going to scoop. I'm going to pinch my knee and my hand together and scoop his arm up under my thigh, staying low. Boom. Okay? Then grab his lapel onto here. I maintain this grip the whole time. I don't like to reach over the face and telegraph that I'm going for the choke. I have it here. He doesn't necessarily know that I'm going for it. I've had this grip for a while, and at this point, I just lean. I can use my head to battle this arm a little bit. Boom. Here. The position that I like with my body on the paper cutter is to have his shoulder slightly lifted and to have his tricep on my thigh. All right. This way, if you're sprawled out, yeah, you have a tendency to run out of room here, and you're trying to come underneath, but a lot of times you don't. The guys can really like pull this arm in and turn towards you, and you can lose the opportunity to go for an arm bar as well. But if I keep my thigh underneath, trapping his tricep here as I'm doing this, he doesn't really have that opportunity. All right, and from there, that also leads into the arm bar nicely as well. Up here, or you can keep the foot on this side so that he can't do the hitchhiker as easily. Okay. Yeah, so I guess that's that. Thanks. I think we're good with that.